Hi everyone, welcome to another client interview and super excited to have Patricia with us here today. If you're watching this live, please hashtag live. If you're catching the replay, hashtag replay, and we'll get straight into it. So Patricia, if you could just tell everyone who's watching a bit about yourself, who you are, where you're from, and your kind of health, wellness and weight loss history to date, and what made you reach out to us, that would be great.
Super, thank you so much, guys. Hi, everyone. I'm Patrizia. I'm 32 years old. I'm Italian, but I live in Luxembourg. And I started to discover this amazing journey of mindfulness and wellness with Scott and Vida, I think in March last year, so almost 1 year. Since I started, I lost 14 kilos. I don't remember how much that is in pounds.
31
pounds.
31 pounds. And yes, I guess this was, for me, life-changing because it's the first time that I was able to lose so much weight and keep it like down. And I've been on and off several diets, several, very strict regime and the fasting and all the crazy things you can imagine. I've done it. Until I discovered basically mindfulness coaching with you guys. So yeah, I mean, for me, life-changing. What else can I say?
Fantastic. Thanks for sharing.
Yes, and I love it. You say, you discovered mindfulness coaching. You don't even say fitness coaching, even though you lost like 31 pounds, you still call it mindfulness coaching. And I love it. We just call it wellness coaching because it does incorporate and fitness and mindfulness and mental health, emotional health, everything. And it's so nice to see that even though you lost so much, your focus already goes much more into mindset, right? So can you explain why you focus now much more about the mindset instead of about just fitness?
Yes, very good question. So when I started, I was super attached to I have to wait to lose weight. So I was waiting like almost every day. I was stressing if I was gaining like 200 grams one day from another. So I was super, because I work I work for Amazon, a company who's super data driven. And I was like, okay, no, I need to lose weight. I need to do this by the end of the month, etc. And then I discovered, like, with the content that you shared, with the weekly tasks, little by little you grow. Like, you grow as a human being, and you learn, okay, I should be more compassionate with myself. Like what you see on the scale, it's not all because, like, for example, if I feel good in my own clothes, why should I worry about 200 grams more, 200 grams less? So I guess that for me, the moment I realized, okay, like, waiting every day is not the answer, being so attached to the scale is not the answer, it's when I started to lose more weight and keep it down, like, without obsessing about it. So that's why for me, mindfulness was so important, because it's not just a fitness program, it's so much more. And what I learned also is that keeping doing the tasks, like being consistent with what really helped, because there was a moment in my journey where I stopped doing the tasks because I was super busy with work, etc. And I noticed it wasn't working anymore for me that much. And then when I came back to it, yeah, the results started to come back. So yeah, mind and body so connected, and I'm the proof of that. I saw it on my body, and in how my personality developed this year, because it was super rough. I've been working from home for 1 year already, and like all my friends or my colleagues have been struggling, and me, I guess because of you guys, I was, resilient, not having like the super dark moments all of my friends and family are having. So yeah, mindfulness first for me.
You've been thriving, Patricia, absolutely thriving. And it's like listening to a different person. I just want to share with everyone watching that before we started the interview, we spoke and I asked you when you last weighed in and what your weight was. And you said, I don't know, and I can't remember. And when we started working together, you were on the scales every day. We saw on the app, every day you were weighing in. You used to get a bit of anxiety, if you didn't weigh in, or, what that number was going to be. And now you're just like, whatever, you know, that's coming down. The journey is so much bigger than that for you. And that's so amazing for us to hear that you've completely detached from the physical. You're still getting these awesome results, but it's just happening in the background while you're focusing on the bigger picture. So that's so great to hear, Patricia.
And like you said, mind-body connection is so real. And if you focus just on body and you forget the mind, you don't see a tangible or especially sustainable results, right? Because we have to focus on every puzzle piece to create a full picture. We can't focus just on one thing. So it was very nice to see that realization. So can you just tell what was in your head that kind of click or switch when you realized that number on the scale, it doesn't dictate my happiness, it doesn't show my whole progress? Then it was like, can you depict that moment?
I don't remember exactly when it happened, but you shared with me a podcast that was talking about self-love and being compassionate with yourself. And the speaker was, there was a moment where the speaker was saying, okay, but if it wasn't you, if it was a friend of yours that was so attached, so obsessed with this, like scaling and weighing food, etc., what would you tell her? I knew the answer, right? I would tell her, don't obsess about it. You're doing great. Just love yourself. You're growing. There's so much more than only, you know, losing 100 grams in one day, every day. And then I was like, okay, but why do I have this answer for the people that are around me, for my friends and my family, and I don't have it for me? And it was the trigger for me, like, okay, like self-love. Like for me, the reply was self-love. And yes, of course, I mean, there are some days where I'm like, okay, you know what, I really want a vegan mango, and I really want a vegan ice cream, and I just have it, and I'm like, okay, it's fine. And I also, something super important, I come from a past of binge eating, and that never came back. And from that moment, so for me, this is huge, because I've been struggling with it for years and years, and now no. So it's amazing.
Yeah, it's so cool to hear, Patricia. Yeah. And I think it's just all coming from a place of self-love this time, not punishment or restriction. You had your, you have your vegan ice creams. By the way, if anyone hasn't tried vegan magnums,
we tried yesterday.
My mum brought some of those home yesterday, and they're amazing. Yeah. And that's what it's all about. We can have these foods we enjoy. It's not about, completely cutting out all of our favorite foods, or, just having the kale salads. Not at all. It's about sustainability and self-love. So Patricia, I wanted to hear your thoughts on and your perceptions of what online coaching was before signing up, because we spoke with you on a coaching call the other day, and you said, we were talking about various things, and you were like, guys, I just love investing in myself now. Whatever it is, if it's an investment in myself, I don't even think about it, because it's the most important thing I can invest in that's going to give me the biggest return, my happiness and my health. But from thinking back to our first conversation, you weren't apprehensive as such, but I could sense some, maybe it's just lack of understanding about the whole online coaching thing. So
especially that you love those numbers and you want to know everything.
So can you remember what your thoughts were about online coaching? Were you thinking, how is this going to work? I'm in Luxembourg, these guys are in the UK, is it going to be that hands-on? What were you thinking at that time, and how has that differed from reality?
Yeah, so I've always had, let's say, mentors or coaches, but more for business, personal growth. And I never thought I could have it for, wellness. I discovered you because my boyfriend used to train with Vida back in London. And he told me, look, she's super energetic, she's amazing, she's doing this amazing project, check it out. And I started to look at your Instagram page, and I was like, okay, but they tick all the right boxes, right? Like mindfulness, wellness, vegan eating, and I was like, okay, let's try, right? But I will be honest with you, I never thought that online coaching could be so customized. Usually you think about, online programs, like, okay, like cookie cutter approach, everything is pretty much the same. And it wasn't like that. I think it was also the fact that I can talk to you freely, that we have our monthly calls. And what I loved about your approach is that you really look for feedback. Like you kept asking me, okay, is this working for you, Patrizia? What do you think? Would you like a different type of content? So that for me was like, okay, these guys not only are professional in their field, but they really care about me. They really want this program to work for me. So I'm not just one of 1,000. Like you can have, like, there are thousands of, you know, fitness app out there, but they're not customized. For example, when I started, I have some problem with my knees. Anatomically, I'm done like that. It's nothing serious, but there are some exercises I cannot do because it's too painful. And you guys were able to completely change. Like you were putting exercises that I could do. So I started to enjoy working out, and I've never been a sportive type. Never. Like I repeat, never. And now I like to work out 5 times a week, and during my, you know, rest days, sometimes I'm like, well, I will go for a run, because I see how good that is for me, how happy I am, how energetic I am after I work out. It's not a punishment anymore. It's not, oh my God, I ate a candy, I need to burn the calorie. No, it's like, it's good. It's good for my energy. Mentally, I'm more focused. So completely changed. So
Great.
Going back to your question, online coaching, I thought it was like just any other program, not customized, and I discovered it was perfectly done, perfectly made for myself. So that was
amazing.
Great to hear.
And that's what we call lifestyle, because, you know, we don't want it to be just a program or just a project. We want it to become a lifestyle and sustainable lifestyle. And like you say, you have it craving and urge to go and move your body even on your off days, because this is a lifestyle for you. This is not a regimen. It's not a punishment. It's just who you are, you know, and who you are. You're a person who loves yourself, and you're a person who cares for your health. So it's actually, when we think about it, it's quite easy, because people create this huge story that it's super difficult, or it has to be some kind of punishment, and we dread it. But when we realize it can be fun, it can be enjoyable, and it can become your lifestyle. Like you said, you've never been a sporty person, and look at you, 5-7 days per week, working out, running, walking.
Unbelievable.
So great.
Yeah. And I also discovered that I'm happy in investing, you know, in gym equipment, in, you know, all the tools that I need, because I want to feel better. So not only investing like on working with you guys, but like overall, I want this new specific shoes. I do it like, and I don't feel bad. I don't feel like I'm restricting myself in any way. It's just I do it because this is what makes me feel good, and it's the best investment. So
we can all learn from that, because it's crazy, isn't it? When it comes to like having a meal out or going to the cinema or other things, we do it often quite quickly. But when it's like some new running shoes, which is going to affect our whole body, you know, or some new equipment, or getting a coach, or getting the nice food, we can think, oh, you know, that's a bit of an expense rather than an investment. So I think it's really important just to get that mindset shift and really just invest in ourselves wherever possible. Sorry, are you going to say something, Patricia?
I want to say something. I usually was pretty often very sick. I always had flu. I always had fever. Since this past year, I never had it. So this is very important for me as well, because it means, okay, I'm eating the right food, I'm exercising, and I don't only look better than I used to look because I lost weight, but I feel better, like I'm healthier. And I could see it. I was talking with my boyfriend yesterday, and because he's always been sick this year, like flew in, flew out, etc. And I'm like, me nothing. So
nice.
It's incredible, especially this year during all this corona madness, where everyone, you know, understands how important it is to have a great immune system and stay healthy. So thank you for sharing that. That's a huge big benefit of taking care of yourself.
Yeah. And Patricia, so we did the initial core program, and then you decided you wanted to carry on and keep working with us, even though you lost a ton of weight and achieved lots of your goals. So what made you want to keep working with us, and like what are your new goals now that you're aspiring to? Because as we evolve as people, we change and we grow, so it makes sense that our goals change as well. So yeah, why did you keep working with us, and what are your new targets and goals you're trying to hit?
Yeah, so first of all, for me, I'm not an expert in fitness, I'm not an expert in working out. So for example, if you have pain on your knee, you will go to a doctor, right? If you cannot see, you will go to a doctor. And I was like, why should I not invest in someone that, you know, I'm not an expert on this, you guys are expert. So for me, it's like common sense, first of all. Second, like last year my goal was, okay, lose weight. This year it's more, you know, I want to get fitter, I want to be more defined, but I also want, I'm training for a half marathon. Whenever it will be possible for me to go to the swimming pool, I would like to do, you know, a triathlon competition or something, just because I discovered that I love so much working out and I like to push myself, and it's so nice to, you know, you have the end goal, and yeah, and then you guys are helping me to break it down weekly, day by day. So yeah, my goal this year is basically do things that I've never done before.
Wow.
Love it.
See how it is.
And again, goosebumps. Again, it just shows I'm just so happy with what you just said. You know, I finally can do something I never done before, or what I like to be doing, right? Because if we are not fit and unhealthy and don't have energy, we can't enjoy the things we like, you know, go on hikes or run. So like whatever we would like to do from the active point of view. And, you know, when you take care of yourself, you have this opportunity to do it and just enjoy life. And that's what this is about, not about inches and, you know, pounds, but about enjoying the life to its fullest.
That's what I was going to say, how like weight loss or a number didn't even come into that. You know, you didn't say, I want to get down to this weight or I want to lose X amount of kilos. It was, I'm sure that's still a goal, and that's fine. We can have weight loss goals and aesthetic goals. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's not, as Vida and I always call it, the big why. It's not our big driving force, our big motivating factor. And for you just to try new things and be healthy and thrive, that is a big why. So that is so cool to hear.
Yeah. And so I guess last question.
Yeah,
right?
we always ask this one.
Yeah, so simple question. People who are watching, they're on the fence, thinking maybe to invest in themselves. What would you tell them?
Do it. First of all, just do it. Love yourself. Like, think about there are ups and downs in every program, in every, you know, journey you do. I also had my downs when I was super stressed at work, but think of it not as a, you know, oh my god, I need to go on a diet again, oh my god, I need to exercise again, but really as something that you're doing because you love yourself, because you love your body, because you want to be healthy, and because you want to be, you know, you want to love yourself so that also you can love the people around you, which is something I discovered as well. So by being able to love myself, love my body, I'm able to enjoy when I go out, not now, but when I will be able to go out with restaurants, with my boyfriend, yes, and family, etc., and not feeling, oh my god, super stressed, no, I cannot eat this because there is oil, oh my god, and yet I was not healthy and I was not thin, and etc., etc., etc. So just do it because you will discover so many things about yourself you even didn't know you had it. You will discover you're way stronger than you think you are, and that you can achieve many things if you really put your effort and your mind on something. You can do it. Like, I'm the proof. I was never able to run, never able to lift a weight. I even never had like muscles on my arms in my entire life. So no, guys, that's changing for real.
Great, Patricia. And actually that just leads me on to one final question, because that's a very important point, what you said about the ripple effect. So how has being on this journey of self-love and self-actualization, self-development, how has that affected your friends, your family, your boyfriend, your relationships? What impact has that had on all your favorite people?
So my boyfriend is very happy because finally we are eating so much better at home, like vegan, healthy food, but like so much better, so much tastier. It's not like the processed stuff or you know, the delivery. No, we are really enjoying cooking and discovering new ingredients, etc. So this is a good point. Also the fact that if I'm not mad at myself, if I'm not disappointed with myself, I can be so much kinder and so much sweeter with the people around me. This involves my friends, etc. And also my colleagues, I must say, all of them told me that they saw a change in me, like in terms of energy, focus, like I feel like I can do so much more than I was able to do before losing weight, before starting to work out, etc. So like when I start my day working out or finish my day working out, I'm in a completely different zone, and everybody around me can see that. Like I feel more balanced, and people around me can feel it.